Welcome back.
To Marriage Beyond the Veil. Well, my favorite show came back on. All 10 episodes dropped. The Bear.
Oh, I've not seen an episode of Bear, but I know that it's like incredibly popular.
Yes, but anyway, so the main character, he had a relationship, and so as he was in a cooler last season, he was stuck in a walk-in, and he was at the depths of despair, and everything was just horrible. It was opening night, and he's stuck in this walk-in because the door handle broke off.
Opening night for what?
His restaurant.
Oh, okay.
The revamp of the restaurant. He couldn't get out, and so he's just saying all these things, and he's remembering how when he first became a chef, and then when he went to New York to learn how to be a fine dining chef, how they would tell you, you had to give up this, you had to give up that. And he didn't have a relationship or anything during that time because he was so focused on it. But he had recently gotten into a relationship. He did not realize that his girlfriend was outside the door. He thought he was talking to one of the chefs, and he was saying how everything he had done was a distraction and that she was a waste of time.
Ouch.
And that it was a waste of time. The relationship was a waste of time.
But he was saying this directly to her through the door.
But he didn't know she was out
unbeknownst to him.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. And in a love relationship,
don't talk through doors.
Don't talk through doors. But I mean, in a love relationship, and when you are trying to strive to get to the next level, sometimes there are things in your life that can seem like they're a distraction.
Okay.
And that moment, he was in a walk-in. He was cold. He wasn't really thinking straight, but he was thinking of things that had distracted him from being focused enough to make sure the things it took.
Which suggests to me that his career was a greater priority for him than the relationship. So
in that moment.
Well, when you say in that moment, I'm not talking about just in the walk-in. I'm talking about if that's the way he looked at it as a distraction, then the greater priority for him was career and not the relationship.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But you have to ask yourself, if you're in a walk-in and you're cold and you're just trying to think of...
I'm not throwing you away.
No.
Throwing you under the bus.
And I wouldn't throw you under...
Or, saying, okay, this was a waste of time. No.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. I still feel like he was just in a moment, just trying to think of how he got to that space.
This is my take on situations. When things get real, so do you.
Yeah, that's true.
So he may have been cold, he may have been frantic or whatever, but the reality of that relationship came to the surface.
And that's true. And you're absolutely right.
Of course I am. You're not just meeting me.
No, I'm not. But I will say this. I understood where he was coming from.
Okay.
As a person who has started a business, you do pour a whole lot into it. And I remember when I had to shut down my restaurant, it was like breaking up with someone. So I guess in that moment, that is how he felt. He had to separate his two loves.
Oh, okay.
So yes, you win as usual.
Because his greater love
His
had him
greater
locked
love.
in. Had him locked in the cold.
So, what about you? When you're in a situation, a circumstance, what comes to the surface? Because it is definitely my belief that when things get real, i.e. stress, crisis, so do you. So, until tomorrow, if the Lord says the same.
Have a good evening.
Don't talk through doors.